Hey, you know those downfall parodies, the Hitler parodies online?
There's so many of them.
There's a million. There's a new one coming out, what, daily now? A couple a day?
Yeah.
Well, the makers of Downfall want them all off the internet.
Why?
They are not happy.
It's fun.
The German company behind Downfall demands all Hitler parodies removed from YouTube immediately.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Copyright infringement. But I mean,
it brings a lot of attention to the movie Downfall, and probably because of those parodies, a lot more people have checked out Downfall.
It's so much fun.
They're hilarious. Most of them are.
Most,
you
yeah.
get,
Some
you
are
get a
stupid.
dud every once in a while, but
if you watch one that really is done well, oh my God, it's funny. It's that scene where he's in his little room with his generals and everything, and he really loses his fucking mind.
yeah,
and
he's really not having a good day.
And there's various ones where he's mad at the iPhone and the iPad, and it's just very funny. They changed the subtitles because it's all in German.
Yeah. So we can't even play it on the radio. Most people have seen these, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
But they want them off YouTube immediately. So I would assume they would go away in the very near future.
That sucks. Those are like one of the funniest YouTube bits ever.
I think so. Is there a better YouTube bit on a regular basis like that?
Damn,
I
that
don't
one's
think
been
so.
done so many times.
I think that's got to be the #1 YouTube bit.
Yeah.
As far as something that keeps on going.
Is this a brand new one? It's about his birthday, and they're telling him they all forgot about his birthday.
Oh, really?
He just loses his shit. God, he played such a great Hitler. His shaky hand takes his glasses off, and he just starts yelling at people. I think he sends some people out of the room first. Yeah, please clear the room.
Well, he's got to clear the room before he
before he yells at people.
before he really loses it. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's more of a visual, but a lot of people have seen those. And
I got an autographed picture of that gentleman, that Nazi gentleman.
Who is he?
He's Bruno Ganz.
What other movies?
German movies.
Mostly German movies?
Yeah.
Has he ever done an American movie?
I don't think so. No. He's just played a great Hitler. So, you know.
If he could speak English, he'd be a huge Hollywood star.
Make him a big star.
Who else is he going to play?
I'm sure he could play.
Gassing lessons, burning lessons.
Why would they want this taken off?
I know. It's just good, clean fun.
All it does is fucking promote the movie, too, because you're seeing a great performance. What, are they afraid it mocks Hitler?
Yeah, right? Is that what they're afraid of? Wait a minute. Now there's a point.
I was saying, Jimmy, probably a lot of people checked out the movie because
Absolutely.
of these parodies.
It made me want to see it again.
Yeah. Hey, I'm out of touch on this one, but what's going on with Matt and Trey in South Park? Who knows?
The
Radical Islamic website threatened South Park creators for making fun of Muhammad.
Of course.
Now, what kind of threats are they?
Beheadings, I'm sure.
You think they're going right for the beheadings?
They don't usually go for spankings.
Well, I mean, do they have help me out here? Degrees?
Like degrees of punishment?
Yeah,
no.
Are they threatening to pull out their toenails, or are they going right for the beheading?
If it's a woman, your clit's gone, and then you're buried up to your neck, and they throw rocks at you.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And if you're a guy, they just saw your head off.
Which episode did they have a problem with? Well, was it one in particular? I know they go after Muhammad.
It was last week's new episode because there's a new season of South Park going on. So it's a 2-part episode. And basically, Tom Cruise and all the celebrities that they've made fun of over the years are filing a class action lawsuit against South Park. So
Are they really?
No.
In the episode.
Plot.
Oh.
Jimmy,
my God.
I'm looking at the Uriah Faber article. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
You're the worst. Jimmy's the worst multitasker I've ever seen in my life.
I'm a good one, but I was actually looking at this thing.
You got a laptop. You got a magazine in front of you.
Jerking off.
He's jerking off.
Anyway, so in the episode, Tom Cruise says the only way that they'll drop the lawsuit is if they bring Mohammed to town. So
Really?
So they can't
They
show
said that
him.
in real life?
So they can't show him, obviously, because it's still a very touchy thing. So they come up with clever ways to disguise Mohammed. So like they put him in the back of a U-Haul truck, and then they have him in a bear mascot outfit. So while it's not actually him, I guess some Islamic extremists are still having a problem with the fact that Mohammed is technically a character on South Park.
God forbid.
But what are they threatening Matt and Trey with?
Well, from what I remember,
Are they threatening their lives?
from what I read, it said that they weren't actually threatening, but the warning of what could possibly and potentially happen.
Issue a fatwa.
Here's the quote. It's let's see. We have to warn Matt and Trey that what they are doing is stupid, and they will probably wind up like Theo Van Gogh for airing this show.
Oh, that's good.
This is not a threat, but a warning of the reality of what will likely happen to them.
Wow.
Lovely religion. Lovely religion.
That's a death threat right there.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they keep saying now. It says it's not a threat, but it's a threat. It really is a likely outcome. They're going to be basically on a list in the back of the minds of a large number of Muslims. It's just
that is
the reality.
A threat. That's a threat of violence.
And it's funny because when I was watching this episode, I was just like, I can't wait for this to happen.
Because you know it's going to happen.
And I knew it was going to happen, and sure enough, a week later, here we are.
And of course, it'd be in the back of the mind of large numbers of Muslims. Well, then how about Muslims stop solving their problems? So do you understand that is why people have been kissing Muslims' ass? Because they're afraid of the violence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not respect.
They don't like you.
It's fear of the violence.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Exactly what it is. People are petrified of having their heads sawn off. Sorry. It scares us. So that's the only reason we fucking put up with you, because we're faggots. God damn. Just fucking take care of the problem. Fucking put a picture of Muhammad everywhere. Just plaster it everywhere. They hate us anyway. Fuck them. It's not going to change anything.
But, Anthony, not all Muslims hate us.
Yes, they do.
Not all
Every
Muslims.
single one of them.
Not all of them.
Muslim.
Hey, and then you got Iran saying what? Women are the cause of all these earthquakes because they're showing too much skin or something?
Yeah, I believe that.
Did you read that one?
That I agree
certain
with.
fat women, sure.
Yeah, that I agree with.
So I guess, who was it? Another cleric?
Some cleric.
Was it a cleric?
Fucking stupid thing. Oh, God, why can't they just be like ours and molest children? They got to fucking come out with all these dopey things.
Well, they go the complete opposite way. They don't want to molest anything.
Oh, believe me. You go over to the Middle Eastern countries, you see the videos from there. They're all holding hands with young boys walking down the street. They treat their women like shit. They wrap them up so you can't see anything, and they're fucking sucking each other's unclipped, dirty fucking dicks.
Whoa!
I was trying to think of something else I could add in there.
Yeah, you threw dicks in a couple times.
It just came out of my mouth.
Yeah. I couldn't even think of what a reversal of fortune that was, or I just went, what a...
So basically that's why we're having all these earthquakes, because the women are just being promiscuous.
Women are fucking promiscuous.
Jesus, holy mother of God.
That's not quite promiscuous. It's just you're a little promiscuous.
Yeah, it's just.
My friend Lewis had a very funny joke on stage. He would always he would always show his jacket. He would wear a suit, and he would always say, "Do you like my jacket, Giorgio Armani?" Ish.
Ish.
Giorgio Armani-ish.
Let's go to Justin in New York, South Park fan. Justin.
Good morning, boys.
Hey.
A bunch of seasons ago, they had an episode with the Super Friends. It was a bunch of religious icons, and they had Muhammad, and he was in a little, like, burqa robe and juggling fire, and they never caught any shit. I don't know what the big deal is about a bear costume.
Well, again, it's not. You're looking at it logically, and the bottom line is the same. This is the same group that fucking stabbed, a guy in the chest for writing a play, I believe, that they didn't agree with.
And South Park is Comedy Central, so that they allow the cartoon to get away with everything, but regular comics they kind of edit left and right on Comedy Central, right? When they're doing edgy material.
But also, South Park is smart because they're in a position where they can do what they want. They don't submit these to the fucking standards and practices. They submit it right before air.
Yep. So it's too late.
How great would that be?
They just, again, they're beyond.
How fucking great would that be?
And they did do certain things earlier where they had Muhammad, but they didn't show him. And then right when they were going to show him, the episode ended. Like, they've fucked with him before.
Yeah, it ain't their call. They would show him in a second.
But I guess this one's like, ooh, look out, ooh. We're just afraid of the Muslims.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. And a real radical site is addressing a fucking cartoon.
Yeah. The terrorists are Muslims. I'm not saying Muslims are terrorists. It's a big difference. But terrorists are Muslims. Sorry. For the most part, yeah. Don't bring up Timothy McVeigh. I know, blah, blah, blah. But, for the most part, if you're looking at terrorists, you're probably looking at a Muslim.
You hear about McVeigh's tapes? telling the families that they should just get over it at this point.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. New release tapes from Timothy McVeigh.
Wow, he's like Tupac. After he died, he's still coming out with new tapes.
Before they fucking zapped him or whatever. How they kill him? Just a basic injection?
Lethal.
Made it nice and easy for him? That's good. Let's
he
say
wanted to die and be a martyr, too. Anyway, so.
Cyrus in L.A., or is it Louisiana?
Cyrus did it.
If it's Cyrus, it's probably L.A. Cyrus.
I like drawing cartoons like that.
It was them.
Great. What's going on,
The
gentlemen?
Muslims.
Well, the thing is, well, Muhammad, there is no picture of Muhammad. He's so holy that there's no pictures of him.
Oh,
Right,
really?
exactly.
How about Jesus? Worked miracles, and he looks great up on that cross. What about Muhammad? Oh, he's too holy to even fucking make a picture. Then how about a fucking big cloud? He looks like a cloud.
I don't make the rules. They just do it. They're all too extreme.
So there's not a picture of Muhammad anywhere?
Black Jesus.
I'm Persian.
No.
I'm Iranian. But, they're too much extremists,
Right.
The
Well,
poor people, they're all the mullahs were used to be poor. Now they're rich, so they took it to their head.
well, I was the closest to Muhammad in this studio. Yep.
What? How?
How? I've told the story.
What, going to Turkey?
I went to Istanbul, Turkey,
Istanbul.
and I waited online for well over an hour to see one strand of
Muhammad's hair.
beard hair.
What kind of security was there for that?
It was ridiculous.
I bet it's
and this
crazy.
one piece of hair was behind the thickest glass I've ever seen.
You should have been like, that's it?
I did
This
say
little
that. I
piece
told
of
you that.
shit?
Well, I
Oh, no,
didn't
but
say-
loud.
I kind of spoke up a bit. It was before 9/11, before, it got
Yeah.
real crazy. And now it'd be insane to go to Istanbul, Turkey. Is that it? I don't remember. I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah, look, it's in a little
Holy
fucking
shit, it's been years.
golden clamp.
Look at that. People wait online for hours to see this in Istanbul.
What is it on?
Unless they moved it to some other area. It's in this big fucking glass,
Like glass ball. Looks like a snow globe.
How close could you get to it?
but that is in more
6
glass.
miles.
No, that's in,
That's
in other glass.
That's in a big glass,
So
like
the
fucking
glass
box.
ball is in another box of glass. And
How
it's
do they
one-
know it's his?
I don't know. I
How'd they
forgot-
get it?
I forgot what the story was.
They find it in his sink after he shaved.
These people that were online, they took it very serious,
Of course they did.
and they took their pictures. I don't think
Tired
we're
of them
allowed to take
using
pictures,
their
actually.
religion as a fucking excuse for ridiculous violence against innocent people. Just blow me.
How do they know that's a strand of his beard hair? Is there a story behind that? Because they were speaking the wrong language for me to get knowledge that day. They didn't really have an English translation of what I was looking at. Oh, how the fuck did I do that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Who knew back then?
Who knew that
Who
the
knew?
whole world would change?
Who knew? Yeah. Things would fucking... I remember watching the news and seeing Israel and their airports and subways and seeing the soldiers there with machine guns and thinking to myself, God, I couldn't imagine living like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you thought it would never, ever happen here. And now it's just commonplace and you don't even... You think about it when you see it. It's still new enough where you do go wow. I usually look and go, wow, that's a cool weapon.
I was going to say, it's still so new that when you see it, you're like, that is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
some cool shit right there.
That guy's got some good gear on him. But it just didn't, it wasn't even in the realm of possibility that shit like that was going to happen here in the United States. That we'd have armed soldiers at airports and subway stations.
In Israel, they get searched going into a mall. A lot of times their cars going into a mall. Or I don't think we're not that bad yet.
Well,
but eventually
animals love blowing up fucking buses with people going to work and malls and shopping centers.
You know what? Why don't we turn this into a Muslim sandwich? We started with some Muslim
we
talk.
did.
We did a little movie talk, and now we go back to the Muslim thing.
I prefer to eat a turkey on a rhino, if you want to ask my opinion.
Turkey is a country full of Muslims, Chip.
That's why I said that, I guess.
Oh.
Hey, Muhammad in Jersey.
Yes.
Something.
We got Muhammad.
Hey, how
on
are
there. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Mohammed.
How you guys doing?
All right.
Good.
Hey, I was just calling about...
What are you building?
Huh?
What are you building right now?
What am I building?
Yeah, what are you building?
What are you talking about?
Car bomb? One that straps to you? What are you doing?
Jesus.
I was trying to figure out how to get to your house.
Good luck. Bring it!
What's up,
No, I'm
Muhammad?
just calling about... Hey, we're all clipped. We're one of the first societies to clip our cocks.
Oh, really?
Before, white
I like imagining dirty, unclipped cock.
I know. When I think of my face being slapped by a hog, it's never had the foreskin removed. But that's just me.
That's it. It's because you like that shit, that dirty stuff.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
No, the problem I have is that, you guys and mostly the media focuses just on one or two morons that say something idiotic.
Exactly. One or two morons that fly planes into buildings. Oh, my God.
Can I? I know.
Yeah,
okay. Sorry.
So when white Christians go over and destroy continents in droves for thousands of years, that's okay.
But we're superior.
Then you're superior. Now you're superior, maybe, but
dude, I'm not talking.
Not the point.
Thank you.
You talk about
the point is, why does it have to be you guys are always right?
I'll tell you why. It's not that we're always right. And you're right. Christianity and the Inquisition and the Crusades, and there's been a horrendous history. And I compare a lot of what happens with Islam today to 15th, 16th century Christianity.
Yeah.
No one says Christianity hasn't been fucking horrendous. It's just, to me, it's a couple of 100 years removed as far as the religious fanaticism in Christianity. It's almost like when a guy bombs an abortion clinic. That's a radical, usually Christian of some sort. But it's the outcry from other Christians. You just don't hear that you're right, most Muslims are fucking anti-terrorism. They just want to live their life. But it's not just a fucking, one or two Muslims that are think this way. So it's more than people would like to admit. And you don't hear the pushback from other Muslims. I think that's the problem.
It seems because the religion itself is inherently violent.
You don't hear it. You're right. I agree with you. You don't hear it. Here in this country, you don't hear it because the media is so biased. And most of the media is Jewish. Look at every single newspaper. 99% of the reporters are pro-Israel, pro-Jewish people.
They wouldn't be able. I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Any of the truth.
They wouldn't be able to deny or hide a large group of Muslims marching for peace and for to make their religion look peaceful. But the interpretation of the Quran is just inherently violent and very. That's the interpretation of only a handful of people, and again, the handful. No, I'm sorry.
The percentages are the same. If you took the per capita of conservative Christians that would want to destroy anybody who isn't Christian, it's the same percentage.
No, it's not. And by the way, per capita, my friend, there's more Muslims than Christians in this world. There's more Muslims than Christians, so per capita, it works the other way.
Not the. What I'm talking about is how it's perceived. You think that it's 50% of the Muslims act and think the way you hear about it on the radio.
I didn't say that.
Not at all, bro.
Read about it in the paper, but that's not it. It's the same percentages. Say, let's arbitrarily, it's 10% of Christians and 10% of Muslims.
Dude, if I walk down,
only hear about it. You only hear about it.
Regardless,
you don't hear about anybody else.
If I hear that a Doberman Pinscher is biting everybody, and just Doberman Pinschers are biting them. If I see one, I'm going to be frightened that I'm going to be bitten, and that has nothing to do with the media or anything like that. It just seems that the religion itself lends itself to violent behavior to put its point across.
I disagree with that because that's not really what our people are about or what they're taught.
Really?
I'm not a religious person.
Consequences for not adhering to the religion, regardless if it's extremist or just moderate Muslim religion. The consequences for not adhering to the religion are a lot more strict than a lot of other religions seem to be.
But that is one government running the thing the way they want to. It's not the religion.
They throw rocks at people. They throw rocks at ladies. Do you understand? What? If a woman is raped, they throw rocks at her.
It was her fault.
They throw rocks at ladies.
Right, a couple of good points.
Yeah, but that's one
giant fucking percentage.
That way. It's not the religion, no. The Quran doesn't tell you to do that. It's the government.
Oh, it doesn't. So they've all all of them, the Saudis and Iraq and Iran and Turkey. Well, not Iraq, but they have their own issues. I know. I said that.
Dude, you're not letting anybody talk. You're not letting anybody talk.
Fuck this guy.
You're not letting anybody talk.
Go make a shoe bomb.
Jesus.
I can't hear who's talking because you're all talking.
Anthony was trying to talk to you, and you just kept talking.
You keep talking through us, dude.
No, I heard it. I heard what you said. I got your point, but again,
No, I inadvertently said Iraq, and you kept fucking harping on me about Iraq. I understand. It wasn't Iraq.
And by the way, with Iraq, America's the bad guy. Look at the way don't bomb mosques. Look at the way they fucking just attack each other in mosques.
Yeah, exactly.
So stop. I'm sick of hearing about this selective fucking outrage over mosques.
But the whole point of the fighting between the two sects is the fact that the coalition governments are in their country. That's the point. You guys.
No, you're right. Dude, you're right. We should have left Saddam there. You're right. Yes. I agree with you.
On. So if the government of Saudi, they're assholes because they throw rocks at women who commit adultery. So when Dick Cheney signs off on a war that killed millions of people, put this whole country in an economic shithole, that's okay. It's snore, but that's the fucking point.
No, here's the difference, dude. Here's the difference.
That's what it is. Yeah, because we were beloved before that. Oh, were we beloved around the world before that? Shut up.
Dick Cheney is a fucking government official. We're not talking. We're talking about religion. We're not talking about a government official. You want to talk about fucking the Soviets,
exactly,
or fucking Kim Jong-il in North Korea, or China? They're all a lot of governments are pieces of shit. I'm not going to defend Dick Cheney. I'm talking about this thing. If a woman is raped, there is something in a certain group of religious people. They throw rocks at her.
Yeah, that point is it's one government official who runs his idiotic...
One government official
again,
runs...
Why won't you just address that?
Runs Saudi Arabia and runs Afghanistan and Turkey.
You're
just
right.
one government? What?
Saddam should have been fucking left there. We shouldn't be there. And you know what? I love all this fucking bravery that didn't exist when Saddam was there murdering people.
Yeah, exactly.
No one fucking had any balls.
I'm talking about it, but
well, hold on.
Government officials, but these guys are all put in place by the U.S. and British government.
Man, no, they're not. Sorry.
Sorry. Because of the U.S. government and the British government.
Can I break this down to the basics? And do you believe that most Muslims are good?
Once again, you're blaming America. Yeah, it's America's fault. Yes, of course. We put Saddam there, so that's why there's problems, right? Of course. Yeah. Always America's. No Islamic responsibility.
Do you believe most Muslims are good, Anthony?
No, not as far as their religion goes. No, I don't. I think the religion is inherently violent.
Do you hear fucking Opie and Anthony talking right now? Dude, you're babbling. They're talking about something, and you're just yapping.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to break this down, and I asked Anthony if he thinks most Muslims are good.
My personal opinion, because I don't know, but personally...
You don't think it's the extremes of the religion?
From what I've seen, read, researched on, I'm not just a fucking puppet that watches one thing and forms an opinion. I think the religion itself lends itself to violent behavior against people who don't believe in their belief system, and people in their belief system that break their rules are subject to unbelievably horrid repercussions.
What about
like
you,
Jimmy said, throwing rocks at fucking women that were raped because they, were probably asking for it. That's insane, archaic thinking.
I think the majority of them, I think they're good. I honestly do. I'm not being politically correct either. I don't think the majority of Muslims are violent.
Well, then come out and say fucking something bad about the extremists.
The extremists, to me, are fucking... There is something that goes way beyond governments, and that's what I was talking about.
They're not silently supporting, by the way, Jimmy. They are by not coming out against it, the Muslims that are good, in quotation marks, are silently supporting what these extremists are doing.
The end justifies the means to a certain... And when Muhammad said... Well, how come he's some of the Jewish media and not criticize? First of all, I guess that's true also in England and in France and everywhere else where fucking, Muslims are rioting and acting violent in France over policy. The same thing you're saying is Jewish bias. Does it ever occur to you that Muslims don't speak up as much because they also have an anti-Jewish bias? Like the fact is they see the U.S. as being fucking arms of Israel, or the ones that arm Israel, so they silently, even though they don't want to see civilians get killed, they understand.
And
so maybe that's why they're silent about it.
And they'll probably be chastised by their community that they live in. Do you think a Muslim is going to speak out in favor of Israel and against violence against Israel or the United States and be in their community and still be accepted and invited over to the a neighbor's house that's also Muslim? No, they'd be chastised, at the very least.
That's my point. My point is that it's not in the hands of the public. You don't have the right anywhere over there because of the government and the people that are in. Well, like in Jordan, there's like 10 people that are in charge, but they're in charge of 99% of extremely poor people that have no say. So when you're telling me they should stand up, you can't stand up. Look what happened in Iran right after the elections. They just started killing people. The government itself is the problem.
No,
so
exactly.
I guess, okay.
The religion.
Let me ask you a question.
They just happen to have the same religion, but it's the government, right?
The youth of Iran did rise up, though. They didn't want that fucking guy in there anymore.
Let me ask you a question, though. The youth of Iran did rise up, and they were crushed. Now, the U.S.
I can't hear you. Can you talk a little slower?
Sorry, the youth of Iran, they did. They rose up Ahmadinejad's election. They didn't want him to be elected, and they were crushed. Now, the U.S. sat by and watched it, which is what we should have done. Had we stepped in, all of a sudden we're involved in a civil war in the country. But that's what happens when we don't step in. Somebody rises up, and they are just crushed. And again, that's probably what should have happened. Fuck them. Even though they're pro-democracy, fuck them. I'm sick and tired of the U.S. butting in.
That's the thing. You can't step in. It's not our business.
I agree.
I agree with you, but the problem isn't the religion. I agree with you with the fanaticism. The problem is the clerics and the people in charge.
Part of the religion.
But they're basing it on the religion.
But the religion isn't that. I'm telling you from experience, that's not what the religion is about. That's what I'm trying to get the point across.
All right.
You do know that terrorists, by the way, Mohammed, terrorists are the ones who say we do this for Islam. It's not like the ugly West lumped them.
I agree with you, again, but that's a small percentage of the population. Most Muslims don't think that way.
But enough do. You're right. It's not. It's a small percentage, but a small percentage of billions.
Enough to make.
I know.
All right.
He did.
All right, Mohammed in Jersey. Thank you.
Go ahead. Hope he ends up with no hands loading up his backpack.
Jesus.
All right.
On Twitter, we got a guy, Sax God. He writes, "Hey guys, not all Muslims are like that. Please don't lump us together. I love South Park." So,
because
this started with the South Park discussion. Why don't we take a break, regroup here?
Wow, I love those Muslims.
We got a British woman.
Get a word in edgewise.
So let's go to Jimmy James in New Hampshire. JJ.
Morning, boys.
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to see if any of you caught the South Park, the finale of the Muhammad episode last night.
Well,
it was pretty fantastic. They actually, the first half, they edited out the image of Muhammad. Somebody was talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, for the finish of it, they actually edited out the word Muhammad as well. And so by the end of the episode, where they start to learn their lesson like they do in every episode,
Of course.
they edited out the entire thing. It got to the point where it was like, and I beep. They got, like, the last 5 minutes, there was 4 words unedited.
Now, is that on purpose? Were they fucking around?
No, they were just, they were making fun of the fact that everything gets edited.
Oh, okay. See, now we had this whole thing going on here this morning that it was a network thing and it was real and shit like that.
I mean, the ending, I think that was, drama.
Exactly. I think the Muhammad thing was probably the network saying, well, let's just cover our ass. And I think Matt and Trey just went, okay, let's cover our ass, and literally edit out the last 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah, and just show how ridiculous it is. Well, I'll never understand that you got a controversial episode or a controversial radio bit. We've been down that road.
Yep.
And the thing has already aired. It's out there. And in this world, people are recording all the time. Mm-hmm. And then there's a replay or a repeat, and now they decide they got to edit the whole thing or just not play it again. It's too late at that point, isn't it?
Too late.
Well, you might have emotions, and we got to protect you from those.
Right.
Of course. Please.
And Matt and Trey put out a statement basically saying, suck my dick. They said that yesterday, right?
No, I think that was just the Tyler Durden guy.
Oh, he was saying that they said
really?
that?
Here, I'll pull it up for you.
All right. Wow, I read it wrong then.
No, Opie doesn't read wrong.
Thanks.
Which place Matt was it on?
Thanks for pointing that out. I really appreciate it. Fuck.
All right, boys.
I thought it
was
it's
definitely worth catching the last. I mean, I was enraged when they started editing Muhammad at the beginning of the episode.
Right.
I was like, holy shit, I can't believe they're doing this. But by the end, I was laughing hysterically. The last bit where all you get is 4 conjunction words randomly placed in the middle of 5 minutes of beeping.
Yeah.
I was sitting in my room by myself, just chuckling like a girl.
Right on. All right, JJ.
All right, boys, take it easy.
Thank you, sir. What does that statement say there, Anthony?
Yeah.
Or Danny?
Yeah, because I can't read it from here.
It's hard with
Jesus
the white fucking
Christ.
font.
It says,
White font sucks.
Look, everyone, it's Muhammad. The silly bear is the Prophet Muhammad, and his image is being depicted on this. And this is why, it's the Tyler Durden guy on this website. And everyone can see it. He's the one on the right, the cartoon bear. That one is Muhammad. It's just a silly joke, but there he is. And if any of you pussy Islamic savages don't like it, you can suck my dick. So I think that's the Tyler Durden guy expressing his view on the subject.
Makes it sound like it might have been Matt and Trey saying you could suck my dick a little bit, though, right? Because, I mean, Tyler Durden, dude, didn't have anything to do with the episode.
Yeah, true.
No?
Well, I think if Matt and Trey told Islam to suck their dicks,
No kidding.
it would be in a few more places than what would Tyler Durden do.
Yeah.
That's a good point, too. What a great statement, though, that would have been by Matt and Trey. They've completely lost their minds.
Fucking, there's a gay character in the Archie comic strip.
Yes, hello, Archie.
They should be offended at how bad that comic is, because they have this gay character and how he appears in the comic, and it's just horrible.
Where is
Really?
it?
Oh, Jimmy,
God
you can't find the comics?
Damn
I
the
thought you
thought
had
of
it
me.
memorized.
No, it's so bullshitty the way it's done.
It's horrible.
It's Jughead is sitting on the. Apparently, Jughead is a thing for Veronica. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time.
That had nothing to do with like him being stupid either. He just his dick head was like a jug, just a giant jug head of his cock, like a horse.
And it had a handle on it like an ear.
A birth defect.
Archie comes out. This is how phony this is. Archie is sitting there with the Jughead. No, I'm sorry, not Archie. Jughead's there with this crowd. And he goes, "Watch out for her, Kevin. She's a royal pain." I guess he's talking about Veronica.
Probably Veronica. She's the
Who likes
feisty
Kevin,
one.
because Kevin's very handsome.
Oh.
And then Kevin goes, "She's not so bad. I'm just not interested in dating her." And Jughead says, "Veronica's not going to let that stop her." And Kevin says, "It's nothing against her. I'm gay. I guess I should just be upfront." And then Jughead's got the devious look on his face, and he says, "Maybe." But what he's thinking is, or maybe I can have some fun seeing how long it takes Veronica to figure it out for herself.
Oh boy.
That'll teach her to make a fool of me. First of all, that's not the way people in high school come out. You don't just tell a guy with a fucking spiky hat, "I'm gay." And Jughead would have said, "Maybe."
And Jughead says, "So am I." And then
Yes.
they go onto the porch.
And then Jughead says, "Why don't you let Big Ethel strap one on and fuck you in the shipmaker?" Or Jughead says, "I hope Veronica doesn't fuck him. She might get AIDS and give it to me." Or it would have been great if he said, why don't you let Big Moose hang your head over the side of the bed and throat fuck you?" Remember Moose?
Big Moose.
I don't remember Moose in that
Oh,
strip.
you remember Big Dumb Moose?
I don't remember.
Fucking Moose.
Was he just
Moose was like the football
He
player
was the jock?
guy. Yeah.
He was the jock in high school.
Why is anybody reading Archies?
Dude, no one reads those comics
Fucking
anymore.
horrendous.
I miss your comic bit, by the way.
It's so dated.
Well, this is a comic book.
No, I know, but they don't read comic books and they don't read fucking strips in the newspaper anymore.
It's such an
And now
archaic
someone's
form
gonna
of
call and say I
entertainment.
do, but in general, no one's reading that shit.
They're not funny. They're not irreverent. They're not anything. They're just waste of paper at this point. Who's reading the fucking comics in 2010?
These guys are the most prolific comic makers too, or because they have Archie's Place, all these fucking weird Archie's Life with Archie, all these fucking little
Archies.
digest, Archie's Digest, Veronica's Digest, fucking, Betty does a scat video digest, fucking Moose's prostate itch digest.
Could you read a comic today, maybe? A little later?
I know. Monday I'll do it because it hurts my throat.
And he's got lines.
Oh, I have a lot of acting to do today.
Lines. Yeah,
A lot.
Mr. Fabersham.
How about I'm called Ted by mistake?
Oh, no.
Well, Ted. God.
You got lines with Ted Danson?
I do, yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know how it is. He's as psyched as I am.
Of course, I bet.
I'm sure he is. Hey, we got more info on the South Park Mohammed episode.
Remember
someone called and said the rerun of that episode was bleeped to shit at the end?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really bad, where it was like 3 words you could hear and the rest of it was bleeped for a long, extended period of time. And we were thinking, wow, that might have been Matt and Trey and a way of getting around the controversy.
Fucking around.
And really making fun of censorship and stuff.
Over the top. Yeah, make it over the top.
Well, guess what? It was Comedy Central, and it wasn't Matt and Trey.
Unbelievable.
And they thought that was completely acceptable to completely bleep out that whole section
Being
of
held
the episode.
hostage.
Yeah.
Being held hostage by a religion and threats that they have made come true in the past because of comic strips and all kinds of other shit. It's ridiculous.
I don't mind Comedy Central doing this, by the way.
Wow, why?
Because I understand what I don't like is when they have press releases how they don't say what it really is. Comedy Central is just a bunch of people
that don't
running
want their
a
heads
comedy
cut off.
network. They don't want to get shot for fucking cartoonists being edgy. So they're probably trying to protect Matt and Trey. I don't agree with it for politically correct reasons, but the bottom line is Islam is violent and they fucking will shoot you. I mean, it's despicable. But they will kill you for making fun of Muhammad or their religion. I mean, they beat their women. So, I know a lot of
Matt
these
and Trey if they want to take the chance.
But the bottom line is,
they're in hiding, by the way.
Are they?
Pretty much. No one can locate them.
Well, now
Comedy Central's doing this. They should just come out and say, Islamic radicals behave violently, and we don't want our heads chopped off. Just don't release a polite statement about it.
There was a website, apparently, run by these Muslims.
Yes.
And it was a threat. Let's be real here. It was a threat. They brought up the guy that
Van Gogh
that was killed.
Dutch filmmaker, obviously.
And when you bring that up and you say that this is unacceptable and there are consequences, it's a fucking threat. And the website also had...
It was revolutionmuslim.com. I just want to add this in. And the site has since been shut down after this whole thing.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
By who?
I don't know. But that is a fact.
The site... But that is a fact.
That is a
You
fact.
have a microphone in front of you. I never disputed it. But, apparently it was on the website. And the website also printed out where they lived, their houses, where they work.
I didn't know.
They had Matt and Trey's addresses on there and everything.
A lovely group, a lovely religion.
Amazing.
Boy, that's how we handle everything. We're going to drive a knife into your chest.
Yep.
Lovely group.
How about another thing closely related to this? The Saudis, apparently, a 12-year-old girl just won a divorce from her arranged 80-year-old husband in Saudi Arabia because under this Islamic laws and rules. See, apparently Muhammad, this great Muhammad, took a 9-year-old wife. And what they see Muhammad doing, they see acceptable in their community.
Great.
So they will take girls 9, 10, 11, 12 years old and arrange a marriage with 80-year-old. It was actually a cousin of her father, 80 years old. Yes, sir? Opie,
I just want to know when you're converting.
I am in the process right now, and I have a ticket to Saudi Arabia.
I see your
for an
skin's getting
arranged
darker
marriage
in front of our eyes.
Yes.
80 and 12.
80 and 12. And she actually had to... They did not grant her a divorce. What they did was grant a settlement within the two parties so that it wouldn't screw up or set a precedent. They just settled between the two parties that she can leave this marriage. She's 12 fucking years old, an arranged marriage that was, by the way, consummated. The marriage was consummated, an 80-year-old man. And the Saudis find this completely acceptable. We do business with these savages, and this is part of their religion based on Muhammad, who apparently took a 9-year-old bride. It's a fucked religion. I'm sorry. That's my opinion of it. From what I know, and I think we're learning more every day.
The fact that we're friends with this shit country, it's not just Democrats or Republicans, it's all of them.
You're right.
All I got is...
It's all of them are fucking... every politician we have it just sucks the cock of the Saudi Arabians because they have so much fucking money.
They have so much interest
so
in our
much
country,
oil,
right?
and they have so much. I'm so tired of that country.
Bringing it back to the South Park thing because we got Ian Halpern on hold.
Wow! Okay,
we got to cut ourselves short today, unfortunately, because we had so much going on.
His Highness.
His Highness, I'm sorry we made you wait on hold, but we're going to get to
His
his
Highness
in about a minute. Parker and Stone comment on South Park censorship. So here's their statement, Matt and Trey. In the 14 years we've been doing South Park, we have never done a show that we couldn't stand behind. We delivered our version of the show to Comedy Central, and they made a determination to alter the episode. It wasn't some meta joke.
Yeah,
on our part, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Comedy Central added the bleeps. In fact, Kyle's customary final speech was about intimidation and fear. It didn't mention Muhammad at all, but it got bleeped too.
Wow.
We'll be back next week with a whole new show about something completely different, and we'll see what happens to it. So they're a little disappointed.
That's all they taste to me. That's not that harsh of a statement from Matt and Trey. That's not a fuck. I think they understand why it was done. I would not be surprised if they were actually.
Well, they're mad that they're
nervous on some level, though.
They're mad that other stuff was being bleeped that had nothing to do with the Muhammad.
Yeah, because when you talk about intimidation and fear, you are absolutely addressing the Muslim.
Yes.
And what they do and what they use to get what they want. Which is intimidation and fear.
It's not respect for the religion. And I don't mind Comedy Central doing it. I know a lot of those guys. They're not going to get stabbed in the chest for a cartoon. Right, but just come out and say that. Just say.
Pick your battles.
Yeah, enough people have to say it.
We got to go with Khalid. Khalid, Minnesota. How are you, brother?
I was doing all right until earlier.
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Yeah, whatever. I like your show, and I think you guys are funny, but I think a lot of times you guys are just a bunch of dumb fucking rednecks.
We're really not
rednecks.
Kyle.
I'm from New York. I can't be a redneck.
Why are we a redneck?
This ridiculous fucking concept of that any religion or any group that does not fit your fucking white American view is some evil entity that's going to stab you for saying something.
They did stab hold on, buddy. They did stab Van Gogh, and there was a threat made referencing the stabbing, so I think we were fair to say that. They said it, not us, buddy.
To generalize an entire group of people. There are millions of Muslims in this country.
Yes.
There are billions of Muslims
That's
in
why
the
there should be a
world.
little more outcry right now about Muslim extremists by all these Muslims in this country. But we don't hear that. The silent acceptance is deafening, my friend.
That is completely untrue.
Oh, is it?
Hey, look what you're doing. Look what you're doing. You're a Muslim guy, and you're calling a radio show complaining about people complaining about that. Instead of the outrage you should feel that these guys have married themselves to your religion and said, we're Islamic and this is what we're going to do.
No, this is a huge problem for all Muslims to have extremists making these claims or whatever, but this is the vast minority. It's like saying all Catholics fuck little boys.
Jesus is the real Lord.
But enough Catholics, you know what, buddy? Enough fucking priests do fuck little boys where it became an issue. The majority of priests don't fuck little boys. But you know what? Enough of them did. And they deserve the rap they got. They deserve it. So don't cry, because Islam has that rap.
And a lot of Catholics came out against that, believe it or not, and were very vocal about that. Unlike Islamic religion, the Islamic religion, where you don't hear
in the right places.
I'm not hearing any fucking outrage about
I hear
terrorism.
it daily.
Oh, you do?
Look what you're calling about.
Yeah, look what you're calling about.
You're mad that we said something.
Hold on. Wait. How about you accept that we are stupid, we are retarded, and the reason that we are so biased is because there are extremists that are fucking crazy.
Of course there are. I'm not disputing that fact, but what I'm saying is that you make the assumption, or the claim, I should say, that all Muslims embrace this attitude.
No, we don't.
That the
No, I didn't.
majority
just
of
said
Muslims are saying that you said the silent acceptance.
Yes.
There is not a silent acceptance. Every day, I'm not the most religious guy either, okay? But if I go to the mosque, I tell you, half of like there's any sermon or whatever, the service, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There is a lot of talk about how you have to break this view, these stereotypes, whatever, and there are many whatever moderate or whatever term you want to use, groups that That is the vast majority.
Maybe in the United States, my friend, but how about worldwide, where you got a country like Saudi Arabia, where it is completely acceptable to marry and fuck a 9-year-old girl in an arranged wedding?
12-year-old.
Or 12-year-old. Well, believe me, they've had 9-year-olds and stuff like that. And it's acceptable because of the religion.
Well, I mean, those are some issues, but the thing
that's the best you got on that, Kyle?
That is an entire country of people.
But it is not an entire country.
Yes, it is. It's completely acceptable. And if a woman walks down the street in Saudi Arabia, a woman walks down the street not wearing her fucking burqa, she's going to get fucking stones thrown at her. How is that a fucking righteous and modern religion?
Hey, look, it's not a modern religion. I'm not saying that it is.
All right.
But what I'm saying is that is not an accurate picture. That a woman does not wear a burqa and gets. I've been to.
But
Saudi
it
Arabia.
absolutely is. They are fucking savages when it comes to dealing out discipline based on their religion.
You know what? That is the typical fucking interpretation of what the media puts out for you, us, me.
All right.
Kyle, hold on. The media doesn't. Kyle, buddy, the media doesn't put all of it out. In Islam, let's just stick with Matt and Trey and an Islamic website, and they parody Jesus all the time.
Oh my God!
They shit on Mormons. They shit on everybody.
Scientology.
They kill Scientology, and yet Islam is seen by everybody as the religion that is going to react violently to criticism, or to parody. It's the only one that is seen to react violently to parody. Or I'm not talking about militaries. I'm only talking about parody. They're the ones who react violently, and they always say, we are a Muslim and we are doing it for this reason. We don't marry them to that. They marry themselves to it. So you call our show and say that we're redneck for listening to them?
Yeah, I'm saying that you're not making an informed decision. I'm saying you're getting the information, and we can choose to see the information we want to see.
Oh,
and I mean, how many fucking Muslim people do you know? Do you know any?
No. I've never seen them or a black person. Not at all. No, I don't know any Muslims. None whatsoever. I actually don't know a lot, but I do know some.
Right. And how many of them are going to get on there and say, oh, yeah, I support whatever website was calling for, the veiled threat of Matt and whatever, the South Park people.
None.
None, exactly.
Not supporting it doesn't mean you're not getting up in arms about it and criticizing it. Like Jimmy said, you called here to criticize us, not to criticize the people that threatened Matt and Trey's life.
No, that's ridiculous. I completely think that's ridiculous. But, I mean, that's not, that's a whole different topic. That is completely unacceptable and ridiculous. But that's not my point here, because all I hear is that, the whole, and everyone's going to pick up on their own thing, I mean, everyone's got their issues that relate to them, and they think that's fucking more important than anyone else's issue. But my only thing is that the whole general statement, like, what a wonderful religion, or
yes, I said that. What a lovely group. What a lovely group.
To refer to a group of people who, by religion, as savages.
I didn't say they were savages. I said
I did.
We're different people.
Yeah.
I said, what a lovely.
On the phone, who's who?
Listen, dude, the thing that bothers me, Kyle, is that you're not addressing both with the same annoyance. Like, you're really annoyed that we said something that might not be nice about Islam. Why is that the same level of disgust not in your voice? That when Anthony mentioned an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, your whole response was, well, yeah, there's some issues. That's how you respond?
It's fucking awful. But my point is that that's not the majority of people. And it is
in the United States, it's not. You're being myopic. Dude, you are the one that's looking at a small group of people and judging the entire religion. Do you know how many more Muslims there are in this world than there are in this country? And do you know how they act in other countries is a lot different than how Muslims act in this country? And what I'm saying is the way they act in Saudi Arabia and a lot of Middle Eastern countries is archaic and women's groups ought to be all over our country for even dealing with these motherfuckers. But because of the oil and whatever other resources, we deal with a country that beats its women, fucking stones women who were raped, marries 12-year-old girls to 80-year-old men, and it's completely acceptable and accepted. That's the Muslim religion I'm talking about, not you in a mosque in fucking Jersey somewhere.
Minnesota.
All right, but whatever. You know what
I
he's
just
saying.
picked a state.
All right, let me get Rick involved here. Rick in Austin. Rick, you're on with. How do you say your name, sir?
Khalid?
Khaled?
Yeah, well, Khaled, but that's close.
Khaled? All right, Khaled from Minnesota. Rick,
Khalid.
go ahead.
Let me tell you
Mohammed.
something. I wiped my ass this morning after I took a shit with a page from the Quran.
Oh,
and
wow.
very impressive.
Dude, you're not even...
Now you're just being nasty.
All right,
We're actually trying to make an argument and make points here, and that I even find stupid.
Why don't we go with Jim in Philly? There's a bunch of people that want to react to this. Maybe pick the wrong one there. Jim in Philly, go ahead.
Yo, it's Jim.
Yes, Jim.
Here, you're missing a big point, dude. Go back to when the Danish newspapers published all those pictures of Muhammad. A lot of them weren't even really that big of a deal. They went crazy. Millions of people were nuts, burning down buildings.
Yep.
There was about 100 deaths as a result of those riots, setting fire to Danish embassies in Syria, Lebanon, Iran. I'm reading this right from news sites. Storming European buildings, desecrating flags. They went psycho for about a week.
How many bad apples is it before it becomes the bunch?
Right.
You know?
You're right.
It's like, oh, it's just a few bad apples. No, it's more the bunch.
You're totally right. Sorry, Khaled?
Yeah, I would not. I mean, I'm not disputing that there is an archaic. I mean, that the religion has got some fucked up issues. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm commenting on. Yeah.
That goes beyond fucked up issues, buddy. When that many people in this time riot over a cartoon being printed in a newspaper.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Are you're referring to not this event, previous, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the Danish cartoonist who it was. He depicted Muhammad, and this guy's right. I forgot about that. There were violent riots.
Yeah, huge riots. Yeah.
So I'm about as American as they come, you know. And
you sound it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was fucking born here, but you know, but you know, the only thing is, I'm still judged on a daily basis of whether my fucking name or how I look or whatever, you know, and as if that. The whole, you know, exactly like my name or my what I look like is some reflection that I have some that I support these like the extremist issues or whatever.
So isn't it a bitch that you got to live with those problems because of the way people have bastardized the religion and twisted it into a violent fucking mess?
But
so why aren't you mad? Why are you pissed at them?
No, I'm mad. I am. I have to deal with this shit.
Well, be a little more pissed at them, and instead of the people that are interpreting it as, holy fuck, these people are violent.
Yeah.
Because you guys are smart enough, and you know that, and you know, fucking some of it's good radio too, whatever. Act like whatever that you hate everybody, and I understand.
You don't hate everybody, dude. I honestly don't hate Muslims, and I'm not being polite. I really don't. I've had enough good interactions where I know that it's not all. We know that, but you don't need to say that every time.
All right.
We got to wrap up because we got to wrap up.
We got a really busy show, man.
All right.
All right. Take care, guys.
I think we gave you time to make your point there, Sam. And I hope you continue listening. Whatever.
He made his point, in closing, I will say he has a valid point. I mean, I'm sure there are Muslims out there that just want to fucking go through their life and enjoy the American way of life that are being judged because of what other people are doing in other countries, blowing shit up, whatever. But that is a problem that they have to deal with internally. They really need to be a little more outraged at what the people in the Muslim religion are doing than what the people that are criticizing the Muslims are doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the perception's not good, Anthony?
Exactly. Correcto mundo.
We have to apologize to His Highness, by the way.
Yes. His Highness, I'm sorry.
Should we...
Oh my God! Why should we should just go to His Highness?
We
should go to His Highness.
His Highness, we apologize.
His Highness.
Hi, Your Highness. I'm really
Your Highness,
sorry
we
for
apologize.
the delay today on the phones. We're very busy, and I hope you accept our apology.
Humble apologies.
Our humble apologies, sir.
Aloha,
Kake Hayaka.